Welcome to our explainer from the MSL Insights series. Today we're going to tackle one of the biggest questions out there about the Medical Science Liaison role. What does a day in the life actually look like? And to do that, we're leaning on the real-world expertise of Savannah Parker, a practicing MSL, so you can be sure that everything we're about to cover comes directly from her professional experience and perspective.
So, let's just get right into it. The number one question almost everyone asks is, what's a typical day like? And it makes total sense, right? You want to be able to picture yourself in the job, day in and day out.
Well, here's the reality check, straight from the source. That whole idea of a typical day, it's a myth. The truth is, it's way more dynamic than that. The role isn't about one single kind of day. It's really about a rhythm of 5 very distinct types of days. And if you can understand these 5, you'll really understand the job itself. Okay, so how are we going to break all this down? First, we'll start with what everyone imagines, life in the field. Then, we'll pull back the curtain and look at the unseen engine that makes it all run. After that, we'll dive into the world of conferences. And finally, we'll wrap it all up by helping you figure out if this career is really the right fit for you.
So, first step, life in the field. This is the part that probably comes to mind when you think about an MSL, out on the road, meeting with the top experts.
Travel is a huge part of the gig, and it basically comes in 2 flavors. You've got air travel, which can be a real time sink. I mean, if you're not near a major airport, a single trip can easily wipe out your entire day. And then there's ground travel. For a lot of MSLs, this is your default. You're going to spend a lot of time in your car, but the big upside is you're in control of your own schedule.
And just to put a fine point on that, listen to this. 7 to 8 hour drive days, they're not some crazy exaggeration. They are very real. It's a fundamental part of the job you have to be ready to manage.
But you know, all that time on the road isn't for nothing. It's all leading to one thing, the meeting days. This is the absolute heart of the role, where you're engaging with key opinion leaders, or KOLs.
And just like the travel, there's no single type of meeting. You could have a super focused 5-minute chat with the doctor between their patients, a deep scientific discussion over an hour-long lunch, or a much broader conversation during a 2-hour dinner. And of course, virtual meetings are always part of the mix.
And this right here, this is probably one of the most important takeaways. Plans will change, constantly. A meeting gets canceled, a doctor gets called into an emergency. Your ability to just roll with it and stay composed isn't just a nice skill to have. It's a core competency. It is absolutely non-negotiable.
So, how do you handle all that chaos in the field? Well, it's only possible because of the structure you build behind the scenes. And that brings us to what we're calling the unseen engine, the admin days and internal meetings that power everything else.
Okay, admin days. These are typically your work-from-home days. But please do not mistake that for a day off. This is the deep, focused work that keeps your entire operation running smoothly.
I mean, on any given admin day, you're wearing a dozen different hats. You're a travel agent booking flights, an accountant filing expenses, a data manager meticulously documenting all your interactions. On top of that, you're catching up on a mountain of email, doing your required trainings, and, most importantly, keeping your scientific knowledge razor sharp.
And this quote just nails it. If you let this administrative work slide, it's not like you just get a messy inbox. That neglect ripples out and impacts your effectiveness, your compliance, your credibility. You feel it everywhere.
All right, the other piece of this unseen engine is the internal meeting day. A few times a year, the whole team gets together in one place. But trust me, these are anything but a vacation.
Honestly, they can be even more draining than a big conference. We're talking about a relentless pace, a huge demand on your social energy, and schedules that are just jam-packed from morning until night with strategy, training, and team building. All right, let's move on to the big showstoppers of the MSL calendar, medical conferences. These are a huge part of the job, and they can range from a small local gathering to a massive international event.
And you've got to know, not all conferences are created equal. Local ones are smaller, which actually makes it easier to have those really high-value one-on-one connections. But the national and international ones, they are a whole different beast. They take weeks of planning, and the days themselves are just a complete marathon of science and networking.
But here's the thing. When you nail it, the payoff is absolutely massive. This is your chance to really solidify those relationships. If you show up truly prepared, you can go from just being another industry contact to becoming a genuinely trusted scientific resource for your KOLs.
Okay, so we've laid out all the different pieces of this puzzle. We've seen all the different kinds of days. Now comes the big question. What does this all mean for you? Is this career really the right one for your personality?
So, just to recap, we've got the 5 core day types: the long travel days, the super dynamic meeting days, the disciplined admin days, the high-energy internal meetings, and of course, the marathon conference days.
And this is where the rubber meets the road. This role is perfect for you if you're someone who genuinely loves variety and can handle that constant uncertainty. You have to be a self-starter who can own your schedule with real discipline. And crucially, you have to be able to bring that energy not just to the exciting meetings, but to the long drives and the tedious expense reports too. It's about valuing the whole process.
And that really brings us to the one final critical question you have to ask yourself. It's not about whether you can handle just one part of the job. It's about this. Can you bring your best self, your A game, consistently across all 5 of these very different, very demanding types of days? Because that, right there, is the true challenge and the true opportunity of being an MSL.